Welcome back. We have breaking news this morning, a lot of it. Now this, President Biden announcing a ban on new offshore oil and gas drilling across 625 million acres of U.S. coastal territory. This happening just weeks, 2 weeks before President-elect Trump takes office. Biden is invoking the 1953 Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. Okay, this means that Trump would need congressional authority to reverse Biden's ban. Joining me now is American Petroleum Institute President and CEO, Mike Sommers. Mike, great to have you. Thanks very much for being here. This is incredible. I mean, Joe Biden is making all of these changes as he walks out the door. You put out a statement yesterday saying this: American voters sent a clear message in support of domestic energy development, and yet the current administration is using its final days in office to cement a record of doing everything possible to restrict it. Tell us more.
Well, the American people certainly didn't vote for less energy development in the United States. In fact, energy was on the ballot during this election, and energy won. And unfortunately, these kinds of midnight regulations that are being put in place by the Biden administration are going to undermine American energy security and hurt American consumers. That's not what America voted for. And I'm calling today on the United States Congress to lift this new moratorium because it's going to harm consumers and it's going to undermine American energy security.
Well, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Liz Peek, jump in here because this administration is completely ignoring what the people just voted for as they put these new rules in, as they're walking out the door. Now Trump is going to need congressional approval.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, Maria. And as Mike has very succinctly said, American voted for more energy development, not less. Mike, my question to you is, does the Congressional Review Act supersede this elimination of acreage? And also, I've not seen anybody talk about what kind of acreage is this? I mean, is this do we have a lot of reserves stored in this offshore acreage, or is this sort of marginal? What's your take on that? Is this important,
Congress,
in other words, or is it just play acting by Biden?
Congress has a number of different options that they could pursue. The Congressional Review Act is certainly one of them, but they could also pursue this through the reconciliation procedures because the royalties that would be gained in the offshore from developing these resources, because they are federal resources, would be tremendous. In fact, just if we were to have a robust leasing plan in the Gulf of Mexico, that would score about $8 billion for the American people that they could put towards other priorities, like funding the border, for example. So if we just put a robust leasing plan, not just in the Gulf of Mexico, but in other parts of the offshore, we could have tremendous resources to continue to cut taxes for the American people or to do big things. And so we have an opportunity here to reverse this in the first few days of Congress. And I think Congress needs to get on this and make sure that it is a top priority for them in the early days of this Congress. But they have a couple of different options. And I know that we can continue to find resources in the offshore. It represents about 14% of American oil and gas production now. We need to pursue these opportunities, and quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the Biden administration is also banning certain natural gas water heaters from the market. This is a move that critics say will drive energy prices higher. Certainly for low-income and senior households, the move would make non-condensing natural gas-fired water heaters off shelves, take them off shelves by 2029 in a bid, he claims, to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. Mike, I want to get your reaction on that, but also, what about the executive orders? I mean, we're going to have lots of executive orders. I mean, I'm hearing at least 20 executive orders, maybe more, maybe many more in his first day in 2 weeks, January 20th. Can he do a lot of moving the needle on energy permitting through executive order?
Well, we certainly hope so. This new natural gas water heater ban is a regressive tax on the American people. It's going to hurt the most vulnerable among us. That's what's so sad about this, that it is people who can least afford it that are going to have to pay the most for these new water heaters that they're going to have to install and retrofit into their places where they live. This is a sad day, I think, because it really is it's the poor that are going to be affected most by this ban. On day one, we've actually put forward a plan for President Trump on the day one activities that that he should pursue. It's in the API 5-point policy roadmap that we laid out a few months ago. We've built that out in preparation for President Trump. You can find it on api.org. It includes lifting the LNG ban that the Biden administration put in place. It includes repealing the EV mandates that the Biden administration put in place, and of course, robust permitting to get things actually built in this country, particularly our critical energy infrastructure.
Yeah, it's a great point all around. Mike, it's great to get your insights. Thank you, sir. We'll be watching this.
Great to be with you.
All right, Mike Sommers joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.